So welcome to this last live session for this year, and we are almost all in holidays, we can say. So we are happy to be here with you, and with usually I hope so that you have a sunny weather wherever you live and hot weather.
It's sunny outside.
Yeah, great. So maybe before, just to let you know, so this session will be about orientation and mobility and LEGO Braille Bricks. So for that, we will have two special guests. So one of them is Anne Evrard from Canada. Hello, Anne.
Hi.
So she will make a presentation in a few minutes. Mary will explain to you in a while. And we also have another Braille expert called Otsi from Finland. And she will also share a nice experience that she's made with LEGO Braille Bricks. And Mary, of course, will also present one activity, one idea to use LEGO Braille Bricks in orientation and mobility. Before we start, we have prepared a short poll because we really like to know who is here, where you're from, and so on. So you have a few questions. The first one is where you're from. So the second one is, what is your job title? That's easy questions. And just, yeah, and because we just wanted to know very shortly where you are from and what is your job title, that's important for us, especially for this session, because like it is for orientation and mobility, are there going to be a lot of people in orientation and mobility specialists? We'll see. So as usual, we're going to let you only 1 minute. So hurry up to answer the poll. And also, before I share the result, one information that is useful, you've seen that this webinar is recorded because a lot of people are working at the time of the webinar is presented live. But we have received a lot of email of people wanting to see the recording. So that's why straight after this meeting, we will add the recording on YouTube. So everybody will have the opportunity to watch it. So maybe we can just end the poll and see where you're from. Of course, you can add more information in the chat. For we can see that Emma from Boston is here.
Hello, Emma.
So we have from North America, 38% of you coming from North America. South America, nobody, but we also know that Emma is from Mexico. So we can say that one person is from at least not South, but Central America. We have 50% of people from Europe, 4% from Africa, and 2% from Oceania.
Ooh, two brave and courageous people. It's in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
What time is it for you over there?
We are always amazed by those brave people from the other side of the world. And for the job titles, so we have 35% of TVI, 12% of mainstream teachers, 8% of teaching assistants. We have a low vision specialist, 19%. Orientation and mobility, I knew that, 31%. Great, welcome. No occupational therapists except Mary. And other 19%. So once again, if you can tell us in the chat what is your occupation. And we can see that, yes, we have Ernie from New Zealand, 4 a.m. in New Zealand. Amazing, welcome.
Yeah.
And we have also Natasha from Auckland.
Yeah.
Thank you really to be here with us.
Someone from Egypt too. Boston, that's great.
Yeah, and also we have a last question before starting. It's kind of a survey, so you will have like a work, and not an homework, we can say, to do. That won't be too difficult, but we wanted to know whether, because next year we are going to continue those live sessions. We will have some live sessions in English, some of them will be also in French, and we would like people, maybe if you have idea of what topic would be of interest for you. So is it shared, or do you have to answer in the chat maybe?
At the end of it will be a survey at the end, but you can also answer now in the chat if you like.
So in fact, you have 40 minutes to think about that. And at the end, when we will close the session, you will have a really short, because that's only one question. And it's just if you have ideas of a topic you would like to share with us, or you would like to know more about it. When I say next year, that will be at the beginning of October, of course, not January. So maybe, Mari, are you ready?
I am.
Okay.
I am.
So the stage is yours.
Just writing something in the chat. Please use the chat. Don't hesitate. I can see also that one people raised hand. I don't know if it's on purpose or not. Today, we were supposed to have 3 guests, but it's really the end of the year for everyone. So I think we are all overwhelmed, waiting for holidays. So apologies, some of our experts won't be able to join, but they sent material for us to show you, and we thank them a lot. We have, in fact, 3 testimonials, one with Anne from Quebec. We will have also experience to share with you from Finland with Oti, like you said, and also from Belgium at the end. But we can start with Anne. Anne is a dear friend of us because she spent a lot of time sharing her great ideas with us. And also we can speak French, so don't worry, it's not going to be in French. But we love your ideas, Anne, about how to incorporate Braille, in fact, in orientation and mobility, and use the Braille cell to develop many different skills with the kids. So I think the best is to give you the stage, Anne.
Thank you.
And let you explain the amazing work you do.
Thank you very much for this nice presentation. So just to make a recap, I'm a Belgian actually in the beginning, but I moved in Quebec like 22 years ago now. Originally also I'm an OT, an occupational therapist, but I study at Boston.
No, I'm not the only one, thank you.
I studied at Boston College a long time ago to be an orientation mobility specialist, and like some of them here, also, I saw some names. I'm a certified orientation mobility specialist now for, well, quite a lot of time also.
And we can see a proof of that just behind you, because we can see white canes behind you.
Yeah, well, you have white canes and you have a lot of pre-canes, and I have also that pediatric belt cane of grace that someone knows also. So yes, I was really pleased to be with you guys and to share with you, well, part of my job that I like to use. And actually I did present, and I'm going maybe to share my, this one, I don't know if you see, but I'm going to get from, hold on, I just wanted to see where I can start my beginning here.
While Anne is sharing her screen, please don't hesitate to use the chat. If you have questions and comments, we will have time for that to read all of them.
I just wanted to get out because it's the last one. I'm going to start with the first one. It will be better.
Yeah. Or we can go backwards.
Yeah. So anyway, this part of the presentation was actually a part of a conference I gave a long time ago, like in 2009 at the Montreal Symposium Conference. 2009 was the 200 years of the birth of Louis Braille. And during that conference, we decided to talk about using Braille. And I proposed a presentation was these 6 little dots that take us so far. In French was ces 6 petits points qui peut nous amener si loin. So what I wanted to show is I'm using a material that is easy. It's actually a 6 liter wood board that are covered with a kind of anti-slippering thing. The size of those boards are, I would say in centimeters, 21 centimeters in length, which is a little bit more than 8 inches. And on the width, it's 15 centimeters. This is like a 6-inch or a little bit more. So what I do is like I'm setting them like the cells of the braille, as you can see. There's 1, 2, 3, and I put the whatever, it could be a little rug or a place that the child will know where to be when they start his exercise. So here are my well, it's not the students, I have to be honest. It was a little girl who played, it was my neighbor, but she agreed to take to be there for the pictures. But that's what I do with my blind students. So what I ask them is to be not sit, but being on their knees, which is a really good exercise for the control of the hips also, and sometimes in forehands for the balance and for working also the shoulder belt. So anyway, they're sitting actually between, as you can see, the block 2 and the block 5. I'm not using the words of dots 1, dots 2, dots 3. I'm talking about blocks, just to be sure. And I want to be sure that the child will understand that block 1 is the one really far on the left. Block 2 is the one just next to you on your left. So we talk also about left, right, and front, backward. 3, as you know, it's a little bit on the back, and same thing on the right side for the 4 and the 5th and 6th block. After the child really knows well where are those blocks, I'm going to ask her to show me where's the block 1, where's the block 2, where's the block 3 with one hand. And then I start to complicate. I say, okay, I want that you put 2 hands, your left hands on block 2, for example, and your right hands on block 4. So see, is the child will be able, a little bit like the twister game, I would say, it's to organize the things, but to know exactly where they are. If the child knows his braille and already learned his braille, that he knows that, well, 2 and 4 is the I letter, well, good, he can tell me it's I. I'm not there to teach the letters, I have to tell you, that's not my job. I just wanted to know if they can set up like that. The next step that I really like, it's we walk on the block. So that's my work as a mobility, let's try to walk. And here, I ask the child, always we start with block 1. And I always, in the beginning, ask the child to not turning the body. They have to stay straight in front. Here, the toes are a bit moving, but straight. And actually, to help the child, either I put a fence in front of them so they know they can feel where it's in front. They cannot turn. They have to feel all the time the fence in front of them. Or eventually put, if the child can see a little bit, something that I want the child always looking where's the
feel and to have always the same direction.
Same direction, because it's easy after they felt with their hands where those blocks to keep in their mind, to represent where are those blocks are in relationship of their body position. So for example, here she was on the block 1, and I asked her where's block 3. So she has first to tell me. I like that child tell me in words, and she has to think. And if she has a hard time to say in words, I tell her, show me with your hands. So I don't want the feet is moving, but show me with your hands, and eventually she will show me it's behind her. But so we try to use the word on the back or behind me. So next fix is like block 3. You think you have to make a small step or big steps going down there. So we work also that concept of small and big. And then, which is really interesting, which you can see my little neighbor have a good balance, but for someone who is usually congenitally blind, it's not easy to make a big step and be on a.
But of course, you can adjust the distance between the blocks.
Exactly, I can put the blocks closer, but I like to make a little steps, or I can a finger. I like to leave a finger so that the child can have a little support to go in the back. But what I want is that the back foot, stay in the same line to go to. So the child will go backward like that. And we talk backward. If we're on the tree, for example, I say, where's block 2? One step in the front, we use that. If we're on the 2, I say, oh, where is the block 5? And so there we have to go. And I want the child either to show me with his hands, but definitely try to tell me if he knows where is the right and left, so he can tell me the 2 is on my right side of me on that time. Next time we start to talk about diagonal, and diagonal is not easy to understand for kids, and still we stay on the same facing position to start. After that we change. So from block 2, and we're back to that letter I, from 2 to 4. To go from 2 to 4, so I ask the kids where is the 4? He shows his hands and how you can get there. And it's usually the child say, I go to the right. I say, no, if you go to the right, you're just on the 5. Mm-hmm. So physically, I show them, we have a foot on the 2. I show him it's not we go in front, because if you go just in front, you're on the 1. It's not going just on the right side because you will be on the 5. And I show that we go diagonally to go to the 4. And I explain this in front on your right that you go. When you are on the 5, for example, you have to go back to the 2. It's like going backwards on your left to be on the 2. So we try to understand a little bit those positions, still in the beginning, keeping the same direction with your face. Next steps, we're going to introduce the reading map. So what I'm using, it's a doll called Titi. I wanted to be sure that Titi, that my students, the students facing the same direction that Titi. So by using the feet of that little doll, she can really feel where Titi is going in front and back.
So that's why she's holding the door, just
exactly. Sometimes one hand, and of course the other hand can feel also around. So I'm using, as you know, maybe the Chang board. It's an old system, but it's working still. And here I ask the child, for example, to make the same road that she did it on the block, going from 2 to from 1 to 3, for example, or from 2 to 4, to do the same road, to understand that we can represent what she just did it in smaller
cell, yeah. With 6 squares, the same 6 squares, exactly. Yellow, and the background is black.
Yeah, so you have the contrast.
Yes.
So next steps, and I won't say it's the same session, you usually have to do a different session. I'm using those blocks to teach them how to make the 90 degrees turn on the left, on the right. And that's really practical with those boards, because the child can really feel with their feet exactly where it is. So for example, to go from block 1 to block 4, you use your right foot. You have to turn your right foot and feel the edge of the board, and then you put back your left foot next to the right foot.
And Anne, you have a tactile marker on each board to indicate the top. I can see that a corner is...
Yeah, the little... Well, I did it, but I have to be honest, I'm not really using that. It's just the beginning. It's again another things for the child to know. But I use the both sides anti-slippery, because depending how the child will put my things, I don't care, but I just want to be sure. Of course, here it's on a rock, so it's not slippery, but most of the time I don't have a rock when I go to school. So that's a really good thing. So this part of the job is very important, because as you know, we don't walk by walking back steps or make a step on the right, on the left. You always walk in the front. But if you change the direction, you have to turn your body to turn. So for example, if we're on block number 1 and you want to go to block number 4, well, where is the 4? Is there on my right? Well, instead to make a right steps, now we're going to turn and facing the 4, and then you go straight in front of your 4. So we start to work, and for some of those children, and not all of them, I can even introduce a 45 degrees by using the angle. And this is for of course, preparing the diagonal line, depending on the child. This is not easy for them to do it, but I can use it like that. And of course, we do with Titi, with the little doll, this time, the little doll has to turn and do the same trick again to understand what the little road that my students did it, and then she represented that. Next step, we're going to shrink that map, and we're using maybe those little squares are coming from the picture maker or still on the Chang board. I'm not remember, but I guess you recognize here one of those LEGO.
Small squares, 4 to 5 centimeters.
Yeah, or they're very small. No, not 5. It's even smaller. Look, that's the fingers of the child here. It's,
yes.
It's maybe 2.5 max. I would say 1 inch side by side there. So here we're using a little Lego, and again we're going to do, but feel where the front and the back of the little mobile little man here. Usually I put on the belly or on the face a dot, so the kids can feel the nose or the belly, to be sure to know where is the front. And we do again the same thing, and ask the child to show me how the road that she did. Next things, we're going to make a trace of the moving, that the walking that the little Lego man did it. So from square 1 we went to square 4, from square 4 we went to square 5, and so forth. And after that, I'm taking off all those little square, and I show it's a road and how to make a map of a road. So that's one thing, the way I can use the Braille, which I love it. There's a ton of other IDs I have to use Braille, but that's the one I wanted to use to show you. And I just want to show you also, because I add the 2 pictures. Here I have a little boy who, on those pictures, he was 2.5. Actually, I just get out of teaching him today, but he's now 3.5. And it's already a good learning for his cane. Anyway, that child is not totally blind. He's really severely, well, he's legally blind for sure. He doesn't have too much vision. We don't know yet if he's going to be a Braille reader or using CCTV, but he has to, as you see, look really close at things to find out. So here you see my 6 blocks, and here we decide to make houses for the animals. So we have the turtles, we have the elephants. I think he has a cat there, the seals, the lions, and the frog. So we did the same again. So we put the house of each animals, and then what I wanted to ask him is like, okay, if the turtle want to visit the seals, how the turtle will go to visit the seals? So and I even don't talk about block 1, 2, 3, but I set up the house of the animal like this, the cells of the Braille. And I want my child tell me, well, so either he doesn't know left and right. We have to know either he go to see the frog, he passes a frog, and then he go to see the lion, but he has to go worry because the lion can be
it's dangerous.
And then he can go to see the seal. So we do little games like that, just to understand the setting of the Braille cells. Maybe we'll use it, we don't know.
And you can even make connections with a Braille brick. For example, if you have one with only 1 or 2 studs, ask him what house is it? If you have that one, for example, and things like that.
Exactly. So that's about my presentation. I don't know if you wanted that I show now the little videos I have.
Yeah.
There, I have to get out of that one. Here I'm back. So I just want to tell you that those videos are very, very, very short. It's 2 videos. One, it's a little girl. She was 8 years old. Face. But she's RP, and she doesn't know Braille. So for me, sorry, but it was not about the Braille on the Lego, but it's just, I love the color of those Braille Lego. They're really good, and it was helping her to understand how the street is. So it's not really original, but I'm going to still to show you. So it will be, I stopped the sounds. Oh, no, sorry, you don't see it.
No. Not yet.
No, okay, I did forget to share it. Hold on. I'm going to just put in 0 here. Sorry, excuse me. Go back there.
Don't worry.
I'm going to share. Here she is. So I just explain. As you can see, she was filling up to make a block of streets around her school. And I just asked her to tell me, I'm going to put a little bit the volume, but it will be in French, of course, to tell me what are the streets. So like I say, I was not using the Braille on that because she doesn't read Braille, but I want to use a really bright color. And one thing I was telling you, it's now, right now, I'm always using the slippery rug that I put under, because that video, we don't see that it's moving a lot, but it's not easy. So I have always in my box also anti-slippery, this Dyson material to be sure. So here she is.
She's building, in fact,
she's building one of those roads, and she knew it was a square. It's not the first time that she understands. It's just the first time that she was using. So I asked her to take other blocks, other color, and show me where is the school, her school around those street that she put there. So she did it. And now she's going to tell me the name of the street.
So she's following what is the street on the brick, and it's telling you the name of the streets.
And it's really, really, really helpful. I mean, she likes to use that. We use it more than once. Because like I said, the color are really bright on those Lego. I really like it. And so after, but my video is finished, she would have to explain me what was the road she walked to do the tour of around her school. So sounds like easy. And the other video, I'm going to get you. Oops. Here. Okay, I'm going just to stop. Here is a little totally blind little girl. She was still in preschool when I did her. And what's in red, it's actually where is her school. What is white is a little path that she has to use, what we call the secret path, but it's a little path. And what is green, it's actually the sidewalk that she has to walk all around. And one is yellow, actually the B, she knew because she knows a bit those Braille blocks. And the B is what we call here in French la berline, and la berline is the school bus, the little special school bus that she has to use. So she's going to explain how she does from the school to go to Berlin, and you're going to see that right away she's going from the school, whoops, there right away to the Berlin. I said, no, explain really the work. And I will ask her also to explain what kind of cane techniques or what she has to use to be sure that she will find the bus. So here she is.
Quand tu es sortie de l'école, tu as dû trouver quel petit chemin?
You see, she go right away to go right. And then she said le passage secret, so she knew was that little. And there she go right away to the Berlin.
On a d'abord marché sur la trottoir de la rue Chabanais.
Mais pourquoi qu'il n'y a pas de clôture?
And I was really proud because it's the first time that I was introducing actually map reading for her. And she understood right away that the line green here, it was a sidewalk. And her question is, why there is not a fence there? Because she knows that her cane was sometimes touching the fence. And she understood right away. She said, why you didn't put the fence there? So I just drawing because I did the drawing, I did put myself the Lego. And I said I couldn't draw the fence. So I asked her, show me where's the corner of the two streets. And she showed me it's here.
Est-ce que tu te souviens comment est-ce qu'on pouvait retrouver l'auto, la berline? Quand on a tourné le coin, qu'est-ce qu'il a fallu compter? 15 fois dans le
15 pas. So she knows because I say, okay, when you turn the corner, what you have to do, and she had to count 15 steps. I don't like counting, usually has mobility, but on her stage, I had to use that because after 15, she had to find the sidewalk curb to be sure that she will find the car.
Et puis, une fois que tu as fait 15 fois dans le gazon, qu'est-ce qu'il fallait faire?
Il faut...
So I ask, after you make your 15 steps, what you have to do. And what she wanted to show me is actually the cane technique, which was the touch and drag, or not the touch, but 3 pounds, that she has to find, you know, to the curb and follow the curb of the sidewalk. But she is going to show me with her hands the cane technique she's using.
Qu'est-ce qu'on faisait? Est-ce que c'était avec le gazon ou on devait chercher autre chose?
Mais qu'on faisait...
Oui, on faisait la technique de toucher glisser. Mais avec, est-ce qu'on longeait encore le gazon ou on devait longer la chaîne de trottoir?
On devait longer la chaîne de trottoir.
Exactement.
Okay.
Trouver la berline.
And there she finds the cars. So that's more or less those very short videos I wanted to show you. So if you have any question, maybe you can ask now or later. I don't know.
We'll see, or at the end. Thank you. And that's really lovely always. The things you can show. And that's really easy then to go to the next one, because we've been to Belgium and we saw also some experience that looked like the one you did. So I'm just going to share you quickly a few pictures of what was done in a specialized school in Belgium. So the Braille Bricks arrived and the teacher wanted to share immediately with the kids the toolkit and ask them to use them like you did, just like classic Lego bricks, to build, in fact, the classroom map, the layout of the classroom. So you have one picture, you can see a young boy. He has his Braille brick in a box, well organized, very well sorted. And then he drew his classroom map using the brick. And we can see that he has a little bit of color vision because he chose green and blue bricks. So for you to understand, it's just the square, the classroom is like the square, the base plate for him. So we can see the entrance door, the 4 walls, and he also made the cupboards, the blackboard, some tables. So that was one of the 2. Where is my screen? What's happening?
In front of you.
I think it disappeared. Then we have a second one. I'm going to share it like that, and it's going to be easier for you to see. Okay. So second one is quite the same. So we have the same setting, you know, the door entrance, all the 4 walls, the table with all the children, the board. And here we can see also that this child has a little bit of color vision. Just quickly for you to have the idea of the classroom. So I tried to take a picture of the whole classroom for you to understand. So we have the door entrance. We have a cupboard that they drew, they made with the bricks. We have the blackboard and the screen, tables in the middle, and different other things. And just if we go to the last, it's not this one I wanted to show you. The first one, we can see this kind of organization. So the cupboard is here. We have also, like I said, the blackboard, the tables, and the teacher desk. And what was interesting is that it was the first time the children used the Braille bricks. And then we don't have the picture, but we did one actually like a real one, and it's quite the same, but with the Braille bricks. So here we used classic Lego bricks to make all the walls, the 4 walls. So the door entrance is still empty without bricks. We also made on the opposite side the windows. So there are 2 layers of bricks except for the windows, just one. And then we proposed that moment to the children to use, in fact, like you said, B for Berlin, they took the letters of the furniture. So C for cupboard, T for table, so they drew the table with the letter T. We have the B for blackboard, the S for screen. It's also S for sink. And we have the letter D for the desk, the teacher desk. And they played with middle figure just to show the teacher at her desk, and then the children. So that was really one option that was made in Belgium. Unfortunately, our Braille expert is really very busy, so was not able to come and show that. And we have also now this lovely testimonial coming from Finland. So I'm just gonna start again the video and let you watch it before we take a few minutes or second to discuss. So it's Oti from Finland, and she was nice enough to make a very nice video. Yeah. I think she's driving. Oti, I don't know if you hear us, but you said you were driving North Finland because it's the end of the week. So we hope you can hear us a little bit. So here we are. Whoops, we don't have any sound. Wait for it. Okay.
Hi, Marie and Mark and all of you. My warmest greetings from Jyväskylä, Finland, Valtteri Onerva, Center for Learning and Consulting. My name is Outi Lappalainen, and I work as an orientation and mobility specialist. And here you see me and my two colleagues, Marit and Marja-Leena. We work with students aged from 5 till 16 with visual impairment, blind, low vision, MDVI. Over a week ago, I had a pleasure to meet you, Marie and Mark, and attend your LEGO Braille Brick workshop here at Valtteri Onerva. You organized us an interesting hands-on workshop, and after that, we took a walking tour through our school building. When we popped into orientation and mobility storeroom, supply room, something caught your eye, and that's what I want to show you.
That's true.
Our rack for white canes. The LEGO hack we made a few years ago, which is actually our best storage system so far. And those of you who are wondering why on earth we do have so many white canes, I want to explain that these canes are for training and testing. Students in our special school have their own white canes. I have not stolen them. We provide services and support courses for students and staff in mainstream schools and also for parents. So we need lots of white canes, all sizes, all tips. And as you know, choosing the best white cane can be a tricky business sometimes. The rack is very simple to build. I bought a few LEGO City Street plates and mounted them on the wall. Double-sided tape worked well enough. And after 5 years, it's still on the wall and in good condition. Then, together with my colleagues, we drilled holes, tiny holes in LEGO bricks, and then used some steel ball chain and connectors, and attached the canes on the street plates, and that's all. Now the canes are easy to reach, easy to choose from, and they look nice. The clutch power is strong enough to hold even the heaviest canes. And why not? You can make always a tiny rack for one single cane and stick that next to the door. or maybe use it with keys. And of course, Braille bricks. You must try them. Either at them on top of the brick attached to the cane, or maybe drill tiny hole.
Ooh, no.
I don't know what you think about that, Marie.
No.
But using a first letter of child's name on the cane would make it more personal tool, not to mention learning Braille. So this is our contribution for the webinar. We hope you liked it. We hope you maybe try it. Kiitos. Thank you.
Thank you, G. That was really nice of you to take time to do that. Of course, we cannot tell you to drill the Braille bricks. Please don't do that. And just to show you that you can already buy Braille bricks, not Braille bricks, Lego bricks with a hole and something to attach your key or your cane. And that's really easy to take a Braille brick. I took an M for you, Mark, and I can attach the Braille brick on top of the other Lego brick. And then we can have your M just to attach your white cane, your key,
great.
whatever you want. So that's really easy to do. But we were really amazed by that idea, and it looked nice. And the children were happy to be able to attach their own cane, and name on top of it. So thank you all. I think it's quite the end. We were really happy to have all these guests with us.
We just wanted to tell you a few words about what will happen next year. So very soon you will have all the topics that we are going to do after summer.
And it's still time for you to write in the chat which topic you would like.
Yeah, or just after, we will stop this meeting, you will have a very short survey to answer. So please do answer, because we have a lot of ideas for next year, but we also need your ideas. So please really share with us. And also, if we want to keep being in touch, you all know that we have our Facebook community group that's called LEGO Braille Bricks community. That's easy to find it because everything is called LEGO Braille Bricks. So that's easy. And if you're not yet part of it, please come and join, because what Maria said about Anne, for example, Anne, you have shared some nice videos and nice ideas, and a lot of practitioners are sharing their ideas, and that's always very interesting to have those.
Yeah, and don't be shy, don't hesitate. We know a lot of you have already very nice ideas, and sometimes you think, but it's not worth it, but it is. Like for the white cane rack, we thought that would be amazing, and we said, Uti, you need to share that with everyone because it's such a great idea.
Yeah, and we have someone telling that she would be interested in having something be in relation with for an O&M for deaf-blind people. And yeah, and we are also, that can be a topic that we will discuss next year, because a lot of people are more and more using LEGO Braille Bricks with deaf-blind kids. So that can be an idea. So we keep your address, Laurie. So I think it's time to say goodbye. And once again, great thank you to Anne.
Yeah,
thank you very
Anne.
much. We can say that you deserve, and we all deserve, our vacation, our summer vacation. So please really enjoy your vacation, and see you next year in September. So have a nice end of year and summer. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Au revoir.
Au revoir.